Live from the Thinkubator at the Tech Valley Center of Gravity, this is STEAM Powered Saturday, a free monthly event where children ages 4 to 12 and their families are invited to visit us for a fun, creative, hands-on project. These mind-expanding projects help children discover creative play through science, technology, engineering, the arts, and mathematics. Now your host, Dan the Science Man? Does anybody know where Dan is? Well, have you tried calling him? He didn't answer. And he's not responding to texts. How are we supposed to film the Science Man segment if the Science Man is missing?
The name's Dan, super secret spy man Dan. I hear that you have a missing scientist. Well, finding missing scientists is my specialty. Even though he's not answering his phone, we should be able to track its location using his computer, because cell phones have GPS receivers.
GPS stands for Global Positioning System. The Global Positioning System is a network of about 30 satellites. These satellites transmit radio waves with information about where the satellite is. A GPS receiver, like your smartphone, is constantly listening for these signals. When you activate your GPS on your smartphone, it picks up signals from several satellites. The receiver then calculates how far away each satellite is based on how long it took for the messages to arrive. With that information, it can figure out its exact latitude and longitude location.
If we log into Dan's computer, we should be able to track his cell phone. Darn, there's a password. But there's a password hint. Let's see if we can figure out the password. The hint is A equals 26, a bunch of math problems, ROT3. From my spy training, I can tell that Dan has given us an encrypted version of his password.
Encryption allows information to be hidden so that it can't be read without knowing how to translate it. The special code used to translate the information is called a cipher. In order to translate or decrypt the message, we need to figure out what kind of encryption is being used and what the cipher is. Encryption is often used by computer scientists to keep the information shared on the internet private.
It looks like Dan is using two types of encryption, a substitution cipher and a Caesar cipher. So let's start with the substitution cipher.
This is a type of code where you replace letters with something else. Let's take a look at our first clue, A equals 26, and some math problems, which, once solved, will give us some numbers. This means that Dan is substituting numbers for letters. To start out, we're going to need to draw a number line to help us figure out which number goes with which letter. There are 26 letters in the alphabet, which means we need to make our number line go from 1 to 26. Now, we need to match our letters to our numbers. Our first clue tells us that A equals 26, so we'll write A beneath the number 26. If we continue writing the alphabet, B is going to go under number 1, C goes under 2, and so on.
Now, we need to solve those math equations in order to figure out those numbers.
Here are the numbers we get from our math problems: 21, 5, 11, 7, 16, 5, and 7. If we look at our number line, this gives us the letters V, F, L, H, Q, F, and H.
Let's try VFL, HQFH and see if that works. No, that's not it. Oh, wait, I forgot the last part of the hint. It said ROT3. Now, I know from my time at spy school that that stands for rotate 3, which means that Dan is using a Caesar cipher as the second part of his encryption.
The Caesar cipher is named after Julius Caesar, a famous ancient Roman war general, because he used this kind of cipher to communicate with his armies during war. It works by shifting the letters in the alphabet by a certain number.
So to solve this, we need a cipher wheel. Now this is very similar to our number line, but used in 2 circles. So in the video description, there will be a link to print out this template, which you can cut out and build at home. But if you don't have a printer, that's okay. We'll also have a link to a digital cipher wheel online. So first, we will cut out the 2 wheels. Next, we're going to poke a hole in the center of each wheel with something sharp. Let me get a good paper clip here. I don't like any of these. I want a big one. Where's a big paper clip? Well, this will have to do. We're going to poke a hole in the center of each wheel. Be careful not to poke yourself. Ask an adult for help if you need help. Okay, then we're going to line them up and we're going to put the paper clip through both of those holes that we just made. Slide it tight. Now we can rotate both wheels. So let's start by lining both A's up next to each other. So we're going to rotate it like this. So A lines up with A. Now, let's say I wanted to send the word spy and encrypt it to my partner. And let's say we were using ROT3 encryption, rotate 3 encryption. So that means we're going to rotate the wheel by 3 spaces. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So now A lines up with D. So to encrypt the word spy, it then becomes, we're going to find S, becomes a V, P becomes an S, and Y becomes a B. So spy becomes encrypted as VSB. Now, if this were a real mission, I would have told my partner ahead of time that we were going to be using ROT3 encryption. So if I were to send him this message and someone were to intercept it, no one would have any idea how to decrypt this message. So let's get back to Dan's encrypted message. So we know that he's using ROT3, so we'll leave the wheel as it is, and let's start to decode it. Well, it looks like Dan's password is science. That is a really bad password. All right, now that we've figured out the password, let's log in and see if we can find Dan. Password works. Let's open the phone tracking software. And the phone was last seen in Troy. That's good. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Enhance. And the phone is located right outside.
I can't believe I lost my keys. You know, I guess I could go out to the front door and ring the doorbell. Nah, that's too risky. That would never work. What if nobody ever opens the door again? And I'm stuck here, in this back hallway dimension. Oh. Hello. Next month on Steam-Powered Saturday, we'll be learning about Woe the Jerusalem Rod 7. Actually, I think that's encrypted. Can you figure it out? Let us know if you're able to crack the code and figure out what we're going to be learning about next month. We'll be posting more codes on our Facebook page all month long for you to decipher. We want to thank the Albany Society of Engineers Foundation for their generous ongoing support of Steam-Powered Saturday. Our special virtual editions are brought to you through additional support from GE Healthcare in Troy, New York, and Agora Media. We'll see you next month on Steam-Powered Saturday.